Okay, welcome guys. Super excited about tonight. I have to preface this whole Zoom with if you are a newer distributor, maybe you're in your first 30 days, maybe you haven't pushed for your first promotion yet, I want you to know that this Zoom might feel a little bit fast and furious. It might be a little bit overwhelming, and you are still so welcome here. We want you to, take notes and learn all the tips and soak in all the knowledge that you can, but also know that if some of it just goes right over your head or you don't understand what we're talking about, it's okay. Okay, you can always come back and watch the recording of this Zoom as your organization grows and as you're pushing for your first promotion. But we're still gonna give you some tips tonight that are gonna help you build your paychecks regardless of what goal you might be pushing for this month. So I want to see the goals in the chat. If you are pushing for a specific goal, a re-rank, a promotion this month, let's hear it in the chat so we can cheer you guys on. And maybe you guys will even find an accountability partner through this Zoom. So let us know if you are pushing for, a certain amount of sales or customers. Let us know. As specific as you can get with your goal, the better. Okay, so this might be a little bit all over the place, like I said, but we just want to give you guys every single tool to build your team and to hit these bonuses and to hit these rank ups. So if you guys don't know me, my name's Alyssa Bowman. Probably should have started with that. I'm an Ambassador Diamond, so I've been through many promotions and helping many other people promote along the way. So hopefully you guys are going to learn something tonight. So the first thing that you have to do, regardless, again, of your goal, is you have to print your charts. So you can message your sponsor. If you're newer, again, you can message your sponsor and get a chart from them. They are also in the eSuite under documents all the way up to Diamond. Okay, so if you're pushing for a rank higher than Diamond, message your upline and they can make sure that you have access to those charts. But you have to have a chart. You have to have your roadmap, because if you don't know where you're going, you're never gonna get there. Okay, so print your charts. And then this is something that I do every month. I usually stay up really late on the last day of the month because I like to be prepared to start working on the first of the month. But I always, on my chart, when I start a month, I always have the numbers from where people ended the month before, because that gives me a general idea of who's going to need to increase their sales and where I'm going to need to work specifically in my chart. Okay, as the month goes on, I'll have a better idea, but you need to have somewhere to start. So along with charting, on the 25th, when all auto ships run, you guys need to make sure that you've updated your numbers. I know most of you, if you're pushing for a promotion, you're probably keeping track as the month goes on, but on the 25th, that shows you like where their credit card declines, did anyone change their order, turn off their auto ship. So on the 25th is a crucial day. Once all of the auto ships run, make sure that you've updated your final numbers. Okay, so along with numbers, you guys need to know your number. If you don't know exactly what your number is, how many distributors you need, maybe how many customers you need, or what your total BV goal is to hit your promotion, you're late. It is the 19th of the month right now. You need to know your exact number and what you're working for. And my advice to you on this is, because some of y'all's numbers are probably going to look scary, just realize that the bigger your organization gets, the more volume you should be able to bring in, because you've got more people working towards that huge goal. So don't let that number freak you out. What I like to do is split up the number based on how many days are left in the month, and then figure out how many triple threats that are, those are. Or if you sell a lot of like Thermal X and Skinny Brew, figure out how many customers that would be to hit that goal each day. It makes it seem way less overwhelming to break it up on a daily goal, okay? And then when you figure out what your number is and what your chart looks like and how many spots you need to fill and how many people you have not working or working, or how many people you need to help get to 400, when you pull out that chart tonight, guys, you need to look at that whole chart, your whole organization, as if you're going to have to do it all on your own. Okay, the goal is that other people help us, but you have to have the mindset that you are in charge of your own business. Okay, BYOB, build your own business. We are praying and we are hoping and we are training people in hopes that they are going to help us do it. But in the end, let's say you are pushing for a $15,000 bonus this month and you have people pushing for Ruby or Emerald in your organization. You are the one getting a $15,000 bonus. You are going to work harder than anyone probably on your team because you are the one getting the bonus. So look at the whole number as if you had to do it all on your own. and then don't vomit. Know that you are going to help people help you build that number, okay, or get to that number. So 2 last things, and then I'm going to let Stormy talk for a little bit because I'm sure you guys are already bored of me. I feel like I'm just talking your ears off, but promotion months are just so fun. Okay, so the next thing is be really loud about your goal, okay? You guys, it took me almost 8 years to go ambassador. Do you know how many years I said I was going ambassador and I put that goal out there and I'm like, it's this month, I'm going ambassador, and it didn't happen. You guys, when I look through my Facebook memories, I see so many posts of like, this is the month, and it didn't happen. But you know what? It eventually did because I worked for so many months as if it was going to happen. That 1 month it did. So you have to be loud about your goal, even if you are scared it's not going to happen. Even if you feel like you're going to be embarrassed if you put this goal out there and it doesn't work out. Because the thing is, if you don't talk about it as if it's happening because you think you might not hit it, you won't hit it. You have to pull out all the stops. You have to be vulnerable. You have to be bold and put that goal out there. And honestly, I love you guys, but don't flatter yourself so much. Like, people are not watching your every move. Like, did she get it? Did she not get it? She said she was going to get it and she didn't get this thing. Like, people are not watching you that closely. They want to cheer you on. They want to see you hit your goals. But just like anything in life, it doesn't always happen. Okay, so don't feel like you're letting other people down if you don't hit your goal, but you have to find a way to be loud and be consistent about your goal. And to be honest, there's many months that, you know, even the month that I hit ambassador, I wasn't even sure if I was going to hit ambassador until it happened. Like, even waking up on that last day of the month, I'm like, I really don't know if we can pull this off. So if you're looking at your goal right now on the 19th and you're already saying you don't know if you can do it, join the club of everyone. Like, if everyone just knew on the first of the month they were going to hit a promotion, like, what would be the fun in that? Okay, you're never probably going to feel confident that you're going to hit that promotion until those last couple of days. If you can promote on like the 28th, that's ideal. But a lot of you guys it's going to take up to the last minute to hit your goal. And that's why you can't stop. I see so many people that work really, really hard up until like the 26th or 27th, and they're like, oh, just too far, like maybe next month. So they take their foot off the gas for the next 3 or 4 days. And then the first of the month comes around and they get their charts out and they get, you know, really excited about the month ahead. And by the 3rd or 4th, they're ready to work. You've just wasted an entire week just thinking that you weren't going to hit the goal and then preparing to hit the goal. Just work all the way through. And if you do that, you are bound to hit the goal eventually. So no more taking your foot off the gas just because you think you're too far or your team can't do it or you just don't have people in the right places or whatever. Like, just work until the very end. My team, specifically my leaders, all know that on the last day of the month, we work until midnight because we want to hit the promotions. And if we aren't promoting, we're helping someone on our team promote always. And we just make that a habit, and it's fun, and we stay up and we drink wine or drink coffee way too late. So just plan on doing that if you're pushing for a promotion. Okay, last thing, and this is really, really important. Your promotion spots on your chart, when you pull out that chart, and this is specifically to emeralds and above, people that are pushing for emerald and above, everyone in your chart that is in a promotion spot, so a ruby spot, an emerald spot, a diamond spot, they have to be commission qualified. If they are not commission qualified, if they don't have 150 in PBV or they don't run an 80 BV auto ship, they cannot promote. So you need to make sure that those boxes are checked off. Okay, ideally those people are all working, so they're all going to be commission qualified. But if you have someone that's not, make sure you know that by the end of the day, on the last day of the month, that they have to be commission qualified. Okay, and then obviously you have to be commission qualified. You guys, it's like day one in the Connect app. You have to be commission qualified to get paid and to promote. So make sure you are commission qualified, and honestly, don't even chance it. This is your bonus. This is your paycheck. Like, make sure you are commission qualified before the 25th of the month. Okay, I'm going to let Stormy chat for a little bit, and we're going to get into some more of the nitty gritty of things that you guys can do to hit your promotions. You know, I talked a little bit about mindset, but really there's a lot of things that you should be doing on a daily basis during a promotion month. So, Stormy.
Hi. I love that you said get over yourself, y'all, because I charted Prez for the 3rd time, and do you know how many people have reached out and congratulated me, but not one of them has said, oh, I thought you did that in 2017 and in 2019 or whatever. You know, I mean, no, not one person has been like, oh, I already thought you did that. They don't remember. they don't care what we're doing. We think they do. We want them to care, but they don't. I love that you said that. Okay. So I'm going to talk real quick about some basic stuff that you guys can do. And the first thing is checking your perk point report. Okay. And it's so nice that we have one. We used to not have one. And I remember promoting and having to go through and look at every individual customer I'd signed under every distributor they've been moved under. So now that you guys have that report, I think it's very easy to find. What you guys need to be doing is going through and checking that, y'all, and all volume matters. So it does not matter who you're messaging. Now, if you know you have loyals on a leg that's going to need a little bit more help, absolutely start there, but you need to message all of them. And so I know what a lot of people do is they'll message, and this is what I do too, depending on how many perk points they have. I tell them they have like a $10 or a $15 off coupon if they want to use it, okay? And that way they can go in and you're still going to get a little bit of BV off of it. If they have 40 and they use all 40 on greens, you're not going to get any BV. So I always offer them with just, hey, you have a $10 off coupon. Hey, you have a $15 off coupon. Is there anything you've seen me posting about that you want to try? So make sure you're utilizing that, because that's a good way to pick up some BV, because everybody loves a discount, right? Like, I know if a Old Navy sends me an email that says like half off of it, I'm not deleting that. Like, I'm going and looking at that. Everybody loves a discount. So make sure that you are utilizing those perk points. Sorry. Yeah, I probably should explain them. I'm sorry. We do.
No, you're good. I just did it in the chat.
Okay. And then, so that's one of the number one ways that you guys can push, like increase, pad your volume, whatever you want. The second thing that I really recommend y'all do on promotion months, and I mean, really every month, but especially in a promotion month, is you cannot wait till the end to run those decline reports. You need to be running them every couple days. And I know that we get emails on some of our people that decline, and you might know the question of this. Do we get the decline emails on loyals now that we keep in rulership?
Yes, now that we keep in rulership, I believe we get them.
So on your new loyals, as of from 2020, you're going to get those emails that they decline. But on everybody in the past, and if you've been in for a little bit, you're not going to get those, okay? And if they're under a distributor that's like no longer active or whatever, you need to make sure you're checking that report or I would say maybe every 5 days. So every 5 days you're going in, and can y'all drop some, I know a lot of my team has it saved. If you guys can drop how to go in and check the declines in the chat, one of y'all, that'd be awesome. So you can go in, but if you wait until the 25th to try to get all those fixed, you guys, you're probably not going to get them all fixed, right? Because somebody's not going to answer or somebody's not going to get back with you in time. And so that's why it's beneficial to you to make sure you're fixing those as you go. Those declines, I know what I've seen them on our chart. So I can only imagine what Alyssa's are. They add up so quick, you guys. If every single one of y'all has 30 BV and declines, let's just say, and you've got a team of 200, that's crazy. That is a ton of BV. And again, on a promotion month, every single ounce counts. Every single ounce. Thank you, Courtney. I was going to say, I know a bunch of my team had that saved. So Courtney just dropped in the chat how you can check that and pull up and go through the report and just message them. And I always use a super quick message like, hey girl, I saw there was an issue and you're not going to get your order this month. Did you need to update your card? Super simple. You don't have to call them out and be like, hey, your card declined, very simple. They could just go that way. And then the third thing is focus on your income producing activities during these months, guys. These months are not the time to decide you're going to become like TikTok famous or you're going to learn everything there is to know about over, right? There's stories out there. Alyssa has an Instagram for you guys already set up. I've seen it. Screenshot, put them on your story and move on. These months are not the months to just bury yourself in stuff like that. These months are the months that you bury your stuff in anything that's going to bring in income. All right. So what me and a lot of my team does and my leaders is we message during the day, right? On the day times that it feels acceptable to send somebody a message. And at night, that's when we do the things that are, I don't want to say not income producing, but that we can't do during the day. So that's when we're charting. That's when we're looking at reports. That's when we're putting up stories or maybe making a story. That's when we're updating our hundreds list, saving our posts for the next day, all those things. And I'm talking, and again, some of us stay up pretty late. Jamie and Jen they pull all-nighters like it's going out of style. I'm not quite that hardcore, but that's what I'm doing at like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. when I'm not feeling like it's appropriate to message people. Okay. So those are the things that I'm working on after hours, and during the day, I'm focusing on, messaging, haps, stuff like that. And then the last thing is, and then I'm going to toss it back to Alyssa, is you guys make sure you're continuing to recruit. Make sure you're sending potential distributor messages still, because one, you always want to be looking ahead at that next chart. Like you're always wanting to be ready to pull out that next chart for that next promotion. But the second thing is we never know when they're going to roll out a distributor promotion. There could be one coming tonight. You want to make sure that you have plenty of people to talk to about that. And I don't know there's one coming tonight. I hope there is, but I don't know that there is. They're like, does she know something? I don't. I wish I did, but I don't. So make sure you're continuing to recruit those people. And I know Alyssa's going to talk, I think, maybe on the next one about this. Oh no, we're going to get to that here in a second, about stacking those distributors. The more distributors you bring in, the more volume that hopefully comes in, right? They're going to help with that volume that you need in those boxes that are short, or in those areas you just need a little bit more volume. Especially now, the new charts are awesome because we need less people, but we do need more volume, right? 300-400 boxes as a Ruby, and you at 150 is not going to cut it. You're not going to get to that Ruby. So needing that 2,000, that's huge to bring in more people. More people, less work, hopefully, right? Again, you got to look at it like you have to do it at like all your own. But so always be looking ahead and continue recruiting. That's all I got for right now.
Perfect. Love it. Okay. So a couple of tricks that you guys might not know about that will help you on promotion months or any month. The first thing is that the company actually lets you move personal orders. Okay. So let me explain. Your auto ship has to stay right where it's at. You're going to run an auto ship to be commission qualified. Okay. If you're getting commission qualified on an 80 BV auto ship, there's nothing you can do with that. But a cool little tool that the company gives us, and this is important as your organization grows because you've got more people that you need to be at 400 and more people that you need to be commission qualified. Let's say you are pushing for diamond this month. You are going for a $15,000 bonus. And you look up at the end of the month and you've got all of your people right where they need to be. Everyone's commission qualified, but you have this one box and it's like 8 p.m. on the last day of the month and it is stuck at 350 and you cannot get a single customer to just fill in that spot. Okay. You've hit a dry spell. The company will actually let you place a 50 BV order through your account and transfer that volume to that distributor. Okay, so I could log in, I could order a box of wraps, 54 BV, I can transfer that volume. Your sponsor or your upline can teach you how to actually do that through the eSuite, but they give us 24 hours to move orders. They let you move up to 5 orders in a single month, up to 1,000 BV. But hear me out. You guys shouldn't be spending $1,000 to hit Ruby. You should, again, talk to your sponsor, and when it makes sense, it is a good option to have. Because in the past, I've had it to where like someone is at $399 that I need them to be at 400. Okay, I'd rather move a loyal customer somewhere else where I need 30 than place it where I need 1. So in that scenario, I could place an order for Fat Fighters and move the volume to make sure that I hit my promotion. So that's just an extra perk that the company gives us that they don't have to give us. Sorry, I froze for a second. To help us ensure that we can hit a promotion that we have worked so hard for, that we are not going to miss it by a little 30 BV or even 100 BV order, depending on how big of a promotion you're working for, obviously. So that's one thing. The second thing that will help you guys, totally unrelated to that, is that you can search your Facebook Messenger for keywords. And I do this pretty much daily. But for example, we are doing an opportunity party tomorrow night. So I've been going back through and searching starter kit or searching Target, because I know Target is in like one of the messages that I use talking about the business. So I've been searching my messenger for keywords to make sure that I don't miss anyone in my messenger that I've talked to about the products of the business. So another thing that I talk about all the time is Core 4. It's like triple threat, but I give them 4 products. So I'll search Core 4 in my messenger so I can go back and follow up with anyone I've sent those scripts to. So when we came out with the Pick 2 promotion, I knew that all core 4 products were a part of that, so I could go back to all of those people and talk to them about the promotion. So this is important to make sure you just don't miss anyone. Search Messenger so that you followed up with everyone, because obviously follow-up is a huge part of hitting a promotion. Follow-up is a huge part of all of our sales. But I also wanted to say this tonight because I've watched it happen over and over. Don't just be so in love with your follow-up list the month that you're trying to promote. I see so many people that are like, okay, I'm charted for this promotion. All I need is if these people would just order, if these people would just order, and they just keep going through the same list over and over. Get a new list. Follow up, obviously, those people need it, but don't rely on a follow-up list to get you to your promotion. Okay, you want hot leads. And the way to do that is to continue to do host to post. Okay, you should be doing host to post up until the very last day of the month, because here's the thing with host to post. Yes, some people will want to wait. You'll get them on your newsfeed. They'll see you post consistently. But I also feel like there's a lot of people, and maybe it's just what's going on in the world right now, and people are just like ready to shop. But we have a lot of people right now that are day one ordering from host to post. Like, we're talking to them and they are ordering that day or the next morning. So if you need volume, keep doing host to post. Keep prioritizing that. That should be one of your income producing activities that Stormy talked about, but don't let that go on the back burner, and don't just obsess over following up with the leads that you already have. And then the very last thing that I wanted to say is treat your inactive distributors as if they're loyal customers during promotion months. If you have people that are just not working, or they never did work, or they signed up and they disappeared and they've never ordered a single product, reach out to those people as if they're a loyal customer. There have been people that I've reached out to saying, hey, I don't know if you decided this isn't for you, and that's okay, but why don't you try the products for a couple months? Maybe once you fall in love with them, you'll be more comfortable jumping back in. And even if not, at least you'll get to use your wholesale discount. Okay, so use that, because that's BV too. And like Stormy said, any BV when you're hitting some of these bigger promotions is helpful. And then again, you're also helping that distributor. So you're not just asking them to spend money on nothing, you're asking them to spend money on products that will actually help them. So reach out to your inactive distributors like they are LCs. I've even had people that are still running their website that are not working at all. They've just been running a website for a couple of months. I will reach out to those people and say, hey, I saw you've been running your website. Why don't we deactivate your website for a while and use that $20 to try a product? What do you want to, is there something that you've had your eye on? And have them switch that over and use the $20 a month to purchase fat fighters or something so that they can be trying the products. Okay, I think that's pretty much what I was going to say. So Stormy's got a few more things for you guys.
Okay, this is the last little group we have, I promise. Y'all are probably like, no more. No. Okay, so the first one is, I'm like, I feel like stacking distributors. Guys, this is going to, Alyssa's laughing. So I don't want to. So this is going to depend completely on your chart, you guys. And I'm not going to go super into detail because every single chart is different. All right. Every single chart is different. But I know, like, the chart that I'm working the closest with, there's a couple people that are moving a little slower on it. There's a couple people that aren't answering, right? Like they have gone into the witness protection program. All right. If we sign a distributor, that's where it's going, because we need help in those boxes, right? There's more of us trying to fill those boxes. Well, heck, I'm going to put another distributor there, A, so I can keep that volume if that person does happen to cancel their account, and B, so that it helps with that, pad that volume. So when you're signing distributors, just because you're boxed for promotion, don't automatically assume, or this is what I teach. I'm sorry, Alyssa, I guess that you should be already boxing for the next one, right? Because for us, we like to really make sure that our promotions are solid and secure. So we teach stacking, and I know you teach it too. But so as you're signing people, make sure you're having that conversation with your upline, okay, about where you should move those distributors. Don't assume that you know because you have those two charts out. So that one, again, is a little complicated. I'm not going to go much more into detail. The second thing is make sure you are reaching down to everybody in your downline, no matter how big or small that is, and talking to them. And I know that can feel a little bit like micromanaging. I understand that. But you cannot assume that they know where they need to be, or where you need them to be, or where the team needs them to be, or what their GV goal is. You can't assume that, right? We have to make sure that we're working closely with them and helping them towards their goals, but also saying like, okay, this is what you need. This is how much a day you need. Here's where your box is out. I've got you, like all that. Have those conversations with them and make sure that you are, and that goes for everybody, not just the boxes on your Ruby chart, or those 3, or your Emerald, those however many is in Emerald. I'm like 9. Make sure you are having that conversation with everybody. Every single ounce of volume helps. And let's be serious, guys. We want everybody to see wins in this business, right? Not just our promotion boxes. We want everybody to see wins. We want everybody to know that we're rooting for them and that we're on their side, and we want them to have the same success that we're having, you're having, etc. Okay, so you cannot forget about anybody on that chart, really ever, but especially during those promotion months. And then the last thing is, and y'all, I did this very early in the month this month, and I don't normally do this, but there is a time that it is okay to reach out and say, hey, I might need a favor from you. So I created a favor list very early in this month. Okay. Best friends, loyal customers that I know use everything in the book, and I might ask them to place an extra order, old distributors, and I know still use the product, stuff like that. I created a favor list, and I have already gone to some of them and said, hey, just so you know, I'm pushing for a really, really big goal in my business, and I might need you at the end of the month. Okay, I might need you. So if you need any products, could you hold off? Or, you know what I'm saying? And they've all, not one person yet has told me, no. My mom called me today and said, how's it looking? I mean, I've got 6 bags of Skinny Bro on the way, but do we need anything else? Like, you got to make sure that other people are invested in your goals, you guys, whether y'all believe it or not. Those people are following you on Facebook because they are invested in your life. And I mean, they want to see all the things. So make sure, I know it's kind of hard for some of us to do, to reach out and ask for help and tell people we need their help, but they want to help. I can assure you that. Okay. And not just your mom. All right. I use my mom because she did actually call me that right before the Zoom. But that's pretty much all we have on this list. That's all I have. I
have a few other things that I can share just while we were talking, since I talked so fast and it's only 8:30. So I gave my team this analogy the other day, and I want to share it just so your team can hear it. I remember going to a diamond, or actually it was just a regular It Works event, and Cammie was there, and she did something with the diamonds and above. And she just said, if you were building a beach house up on stilts, on the coast in Galveston or in Florida, somewhere where you knew hurricanes would come, and you had the option to put that house on 4 stilts or 8 stilts, what would you choose? And of course, everyone's like, well, 8. And she's like, that's how you should build your chart. That's how you should look at your team. Like, if you need 2 rubies to go emerald, but you could help 4 people go ruby, then why would you not help 4 people instead of 2? So stop looking at people just because they're in the spot that you need. Everyone deserves the same attention and coaching, regardless of what spot they're in your chart. Because guess what? One day when you're going ambassador, they're going to be an important spot of your chart. I guarantee it. So look at everyone as if that helps you solidify your promotion. You are a much stronger beach house, or stronger ruby or emerald or diamond, when you are teaching that across the board, and not just the people that you need to be ruby. And then 2 other quick things for those of you that maybe are going through your first promotion. And you will probably have to do this with your sponsor on a Zoom, but I use the tree viewer report like crazy in promotion months. That's how I chart. That's how I figure out where people are expected to be, who has auto ship set up. So if you haven't clicked around, like you're newer, that tree viewer report as your team grows will be something that you use. I know every team teaches something a little bit different, but tree viewer is how I pretty much chart everything. And then when you are looking at a chart, I think I have a chart over here. Something that I do, for those of you that look at a chart and you are just super overwhelmed because there's so many names and numbers and all the sorts of things. So like if I'm looking at a chart, and this is a double diamond chart, and I'm going through Tree Viewer and I'm finding out, okay, this person's going to be commission qualified because she has her auto ship set up. I know she always runs her auto ship, or she's expected to be over 150. Like, they're going to be commission qualified. That person's going to be well over 400. I can give that person a check mark. I go through with a highlighter. On this one, I just have a black pen so you guys can't see it. But I go through and I put a check mark over all of the people that should be good. The people that are expected to be over 400 or that are expected to be commission qualified, I put a big highlight mark over those people, because for my brain and my stress levels, it's so much easier when I look at a chart and I'm like, look at all those check marks. Even though there might be 8 boxes that don't have check marks, it makes me feel so good to add another check mark. Like, okay, I just moved to loyal. That person, it just makes me feel so much more productive and makes me feel like I'm controlling more of my chart. So for those of you that get overwhelmed with your chart, figure out where people are expected to be, put a check mark over them. You'll check later to make sure that they did in fact get commission qualified or that they are over 400. But I think that'll help some of you guys, rather than just crunching every single little number. Have a chart so you know exactly what boxes you need to focus on. And then, unless Stormy, you have anything else you want to share?
I thought of 2 more things. Sorry. And I know you're really good at this, actually, because I see it in my newsfeed all the time. But instead of posting more, you guys, and I know sometimes on promotion months, even the other day, I was looking through my profile and I was like, my gosh, I have 2 children and it looks like they've just disappeared for the last week and a half, normally they're on my page all the time, but I feel like, I've been so focused on this goal and I've been posting much more about our business and our products than I normally even would. Something you can do to help combat that is go back and bump your old posts. Okay. If you had, like, I save my posts that have a lot of comments. So like I have a TFX post from like December of 2018 when it came up, and and we're like 90 people commented. Go back and bump those. You don't have to post more. You can bump your own posts, right? Like even just last week, if you had a really good one, go back and bump that into people's news feeds, so that you're not necessarily having to post more, but you're still getting the word out and having those posts out there. And then the last thing is, and I know you guys have had Kelly Brown on, but if you have not watched the Kelly Brown's, it wasn't with you, but the one that she did was just talking about doing all the things. You have to watch it and you have to be willing to do all the things on months like this. I've had girls that have not been happing and they started happing, and y'all, their enrollments have been more this month than they had the last couple of months. You have to be willing to try everything, do everything, take the I don't do this out of your vocabulary, because sometimes you just got to do it all, right? And you might even figure out it works and you like it. So that's all I had. I just wanted to add those 2 quick things.
So good. I will just piggyback on one thing, and then I promise you guys we're done, but I just want to make sure that this is like a complete recording for you guys that are watching it in the future. So with posting, like she said, you can boost old posts. I do that all the time. I always drop before and after pictures and old posts that got interaction. I save them to a collection, so they're just all right there, and I can just boom, boom, boom all at once. I did it today. You guys probably saw Thermophyte X all over my page all day long, because that's what I was boosting. But you will notice that if you guys are happing and you're in your inbox and you're messaging people and you are following up with people, the more interaction going on in your inbox, the more your posts will get seen. So when you see other people, hold on, sorry, I gotta mute someone. When you see other people that throw up a quick, like, if you could try a pill for 90 days and lose up to 30 pounds, like, would you try it? And you see that they have a ton of comments, I will almost guarantee you that that person has done a lot of work behind the scenes in the last 24 hours. Because again, the more interaction you are having back and forth with people in your inbox, the more your posts are going to get traffic. Same with just if you're scrolling, interact with people, comment on their posts, because the more you are showing Facebook that you are actually being friends of these people, the more they will show your stuff. So I always find when I'm doing post to post consistently, those quick little posts will get way more feedback. So anyways, just wanted to share that. I think that's it for tonight. We will make sure that we wrap up any questions in the chat, and we are done. It's only 8:37. The Sunday night call is at 9 o'clock. There is a huge announcement tonight, so make sure to pop over there. I will actually be staying on my Zoom code, so if you guys want to stay on and work, you're more than welcome to work, and then we will share the Sunday night call when it comes on. And that's it. Thank you, Stormy.
Thank you. I appreciate you asking us.
Absolutely.